Now, y'all know I couldn't let this playoff slide right by without getting the fifth quarter in, right? So, the other day, I put in the chat, what went on so far in the playoff, and that was the first round. And since then, come here, Corey. And since then, it's been a lot of things going down. So, once we got past the first round, we went to the divisional round. And the divisional round, pretty interesting matchups. We're going to start over here in the NFC. We had, first, let me just do a recap also on the wild card. So in the NFC, we had my game against the Bucks. Another rain out. I'm starting to think that I got like a Madden jinx on me, because no matter the bigger the opponent, the bigger the game, I stay. Come on, Carver, stop. Mari, leave him alone. Then no matter what, the bigger the matchup or the bigger the stake, I stay in the rain game. And I don't know, I'm going to be honest. As of right now, I think me playing the rain is definitely in my head more than anything because I just can't get no breaks in the rain. I mean, I drop big passes, I can't get through it, but whatever. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We lost 16-10. And look, I played in Tampa, and it's raining. So I can't just catch a break. Kari, quiet. So, it is what it is. But Eagles went down to Tampa, got soaked out. Then we had the Dolphins and Raiders. That was a close one. Dolphins escaped that one 16-13 over the Raiders. I mean, look, Raiders had a bounce-back season, going back from the other way. Kari, come here. Come on. Right, Raiders had a bounce-back season from last week, before the reboot. And he been playing good ball. So this is his first playoff appearance since being in Witt. I mean, he didn't, he was the number 2 seed at that, number 2 seed. So you can't dismiss that. He lost by 3, but I mean, listen, the Dolphins, G is a baller. You understand what I'm saying? G ain't no slouch. I don't care if he's number 7 seed. And I always tell you, when playoffs start, don't really get caught up in the seeds because, regular season no longer matters. Your seeding no longer matters. Listen, man, one game elimination, that's what it is. So Dolphins came away and pulled that out. Then swing back to the NFC, we had the Giants and Lions. Giants won this one 41-31. Come here. And like I stated about the Giants before, Giants, to me, doesn't get enough recognition. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely somebody that's one of the top guys in the league, in my opinion. Come on, stop. One of the top guys, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So he definitely knows what it takes to pull out big games. And, listen, I call him Big Game James. I gave him that name. Before his name was just Big James, I gave him Big Game James. Why? Because even going back to last Madden, dude was performing. I'm stepping up, taking out guys that people I know assumed that he wasn't going to beat. So, he made a name for himself. And he made a name for himself through his game. Not through what he say, but by how he play. So you got to respect that, man. He went out, took the Lions out. Then we went back to the AFC. We had Ravens and Titans. This is a good one. Titans came out this one. They was down 14-0 early. Battled back, came up short. And, a lot of times, especially in the playoffs, when you start yourself out in the hole, a lot of times it's hard to dig yourself out, no matter who you are. But in this case, Titans, he battled back, but just came up short. So Ravens moved on. Then you had Cards and Niners. Cards took out the Niners 27-13. Game was a lot closer than the final score. 49ers had a crucial turnover in the end that really solidified that game for the Cardinals. And then Cardinals just scored again in the end just to make it look better than what it was. But that definitely was a close game from beginning to end. Then you had the Bengals and the Bills. This was a blowout of the first round. They won 52-3. And what can you say? Bengals put up a dominant performance. Listen, I heard what Buffalo said about, different things he had going on. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Listen, I'm always the type that I can't dismiss what nobody say. The problem is sometimes you're better off not saying things rather than saying it because it starts to sound like an excuse whether you're wrong or right. You know what I'm saying? People always love people always love a pretty lie more than an ugly truth. So with that being said, sometimes it's not even worth saying something. You know what I mean? Just take it for what it is, you know. But Buffalo said he had a past couple of days, long road trip. I believe him. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the whole thing about it is that, you know, had you won, would you have even mentioned that? We don't know. But nevertheless, can't take nothing away from the Bengals because look what he did the following round. So it looked like more about what the Bengals did more so than what Buffalo didn't do. So with that being said, give me that. Give me that. And I told you to wrap it up. Put that blanket on you. So moving on to the divisional round, we had Packers and Cards. This game was closer to than the final score. When I tuned in, it was late in the fourth quarter. Packers was up a touchdown. I guess he must have got a pick six or did something else in the end to score. You know, just a quick thing. You know what I don't understand about some of you guys that still try to put points up in the end? Y'all see how crazy these injuries are. Why do y'all still insist on trying to score more points? Regular season, I get it. You know what I mean? Maybe you're trying to get an upgrade and stuff like that. But the playoffs, you don't even get upgrade games in the playoffs. And more importantly, it matters. Having your guy healthy, it matters. I see a lot of guys still try to do things in the end when the game is wrapped up. Somebody's going to be the first to pay behind that and suffer a major injury, and they're going to regret it. If you got the win, just take the win and move on. You know what I mean? When you try to do little stuff and you lose a key guy going into the next round, listen, I don't want to hear the excuse of, yo, my man was hurt. Yeah, he hurt because you tried to get cute. You know what I mean? If you got the win, take the win, move on. Like, the name of the game now, get the win and move on to the next round healthy. Not try to score many points and make it look worse than what it is. I've seen that. I've been saying that for a while, you know, a long while. When I say a while, I mean a while. But, I mean, the reason why I'm more, like, surprised that that's happening now is because y'all see what type of state we in as far as injuries. Injuries at an all-time high. So to play around and try to get more points in the end, I just can't call that. But anyway, Packers won this one 42-28. Then we had Bucks and Giants. Bucks pulled away in this one 38-24. This game was pretty competitive. Bucks just pulled away. That Giants defense let them down in a major way. But it's a good season for the Giants, man. Listen, they went far. They went to the division championship with the Giants roster who, let's be honest, a lot of people wouldn't have been able to do, certain things with. So if I'm the Giants, I no need to hold my head down. He's battle tested. He had a good run, but he ran into a Buccaneers buzzsaw that took him out. He's the 2 seed for a reason. And then now you got the 1 and 2 seed over in the NFC Conference Championship, You said, how do it go for you? You get, you just tell me what guy that you want. You know what I'm saying? You let me know what guy that you want, and he get the attribute points and the you get the guy, you get the attribute points put on them, and you get the you get the attribute points put on them because you get 4 attribute points because you was a playoff team. So whatever guy you want to use the points on, just let me know. And you ain't got to wait till next season. You could do it now, being that you're already eliminated. So that's something that we can do. Just let me know. DM me who you want the attribute points on, and we go from there. You can't put it on speed, though. No speed, no throwing power, no jumping, no acceleration. And you can only use whatever you decide to use it on. The most you can use it is 2 points in a certain category. You know what I mean? So that's it. But yeah, just DM it to me and we good. And I mean, but good season though, bro. You know what I'm saying? You balled out. I was just talking about you when I started. You know what I'm saying? You was the number 2 seed. You play good ball. You know what I'm saying? You play good ball. You gotta respect it. I think that you definitely make a lot of guys, especially over there in the AFC, now realize when they come play the Raiders that they gotta come correct. And that's what it's about. Making statements, making a name for yourself. And that's what you got to do. Everybody can't win the bowl. I always tell people, you can't always get caught up in winning the bowl. Only one person can win the bowl. If you don't win the bowl, it doesn't mean that you had an unsuccessful season. You know what I mean? So guys like the Raiders, Giants, like them guys didn't have an unsuccessful season. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Raiders lost to the Dolphins in the first round, but guess what? So what? You understand? Like he was a number 2 seed. He played ball. He balled out all season, and guess what? That's got to be encouraging going into next season. You understand? So hats off to him, man. Good season, good run. Browns and Dolphins played in the divisional round. And I thought the Dolphins had it from what Bat was Gorton. I didn't get a chance to watch anything, but it seemed like Miami was up pretty late in this game, or definitely midway through the fourth quarter. But listen, when you battle tested, you do things like this. You understand? Claw is somebody who won multiple championships in previous matters, even going back to last year. He won a ton, and listen, when you cut from that cloth, you feel like the game ain't over until that clock says 0. So Cleveland pulled it out. That was a good one for him. I know that one sting for Miami because he had it. He was a couple of minutes away from advancing to the AFC Championship. But listen, all you need is opportunity, right? Miami got his opportunity and made the most of it. He only got in because the Chiefs lost the last game of the season. If Kansas City win their last game of the season, they're in. But guess what? Miami got in with a shot, and he made the most of it. He took out the Raiders, and he definitely almost took out the Browns. So good season as well for Miami. Can't take nothing away from him. Listen, I always tell y'all, this league is very competitive. You got a bunch of guys in here that knows how to play, and I'm talking about good. You got guys that missed the playoffs that can beat a lot of guys. Sorry. You got a lot of guys that missed the playoffs that can beat a lot of guys that's in the playoffs. That's how competitive this league is. Stop. So, you listen, I seen it all. Give me that. Where it hit you at? Your nose? All right, you're all right. Stop doing that. You all right? You see? Yeah, you good. Okay, put that blanket on you. Yeah, you good. Okay? Don't worry, I'm gonna get them when I finish, all right? Pop them. So yeah, hats off to the Dolphins. And then you go to, in my opinion, which is the shocker of the playoffs so far, right? And here's my view on it. I didn't see a second of this game, right? I didn't see a second of this game, and I got from looking at the final score and looking at things that people said. Here's my take on it. My take on it is this. I think Baltimore came into this game 2 ways. Either he came into this game overconfident or underconfident. That's right, underconfident. And I'm going to say either one of those two by what happened. I've never seen Baltimore lose like this on this stage. You hit that light. I've never seen Baltimore lose by this much on this stage, right? That's number one. Number two, to the person that did it to him is more surprising than anything. You understand? I'm gonna tell you this. I know when Baltimore went to bed, come on now. When Baltimore went to bed last night, I know that pillow felt a little different than the night before. You know what I mean? Like, I just know it. You know what I'm saying? I just know it. That's a tough loss for the Ravens. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Y'all know I keep it a buck with everything. I don't be biased to nobody. I don't say this. Stop. Come up here. I don't be biased to anyone, and I call a spade a spade. This loss right here, definitely. Come on. This loss right here, definitely. Come here. Come on. this loss right here, in my opinion, that the Ravens suffered, this is what I say, like, the difference between playoffs and regular season, right? If you get blown out in the regular season, I don't care if you get blown out by 80 points, right? It's a regular season game. If it's week 5, the good news is week 6 is right around the corner, right? 23-6 Browns. Oh, that's the score between you and Bengals? Oh, okay. Listen, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Come on. I'm not surprised because, you pretty much showed them the way. So, it take a while for Mr. Miyagi to lose to Danielson. No matter how good Danielson is, Mr. Miyagi is always that dude. Come on. Mr. Miyagi is always that dude. So I'm not surprised. But this loss that the Ravens took, it's what makes you. It's what makes you have a long off season, right? When you lose like this, it's a long off season because there is no get back. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you that. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Claude, like I said, it's Mr. Miyagi against Danielson. But yeah, I think the Ravens, like I said, the Ravens came into this game either two ways, overconfident or underconfident. He came into this game overconfident either by saying, he got this, and as far as the head-to-head matchup, he dominated versus the Bengals, right? Which he has, right? So that's one way of coming to this game overconfident, feeling like he could do what he wanted to do instead of just playing football. Now, if he came into this game underconfident, it's because he just lost to the Bengals in Week 18. You know what I'm saying? And the style of fashion that he might have lost in, he might not have had the most confidence coming into this game. Now, I'm not saying whether he was confident or overconfident. I'm saying, in my opinion, it was one of the two things. Either he came into that game too cocky, feeling like he could do what he wanted to do, and that's what made him lose by not playing football, or he came into this game underconfident and never got a chance to get what he needed got into. Like, his confidence was on level 3. But nevertheless, it's a good win for the Bengals. And I think that if Bengals never got the Ravens' attention before, he has the Ravens' attention now. You understand? So I'm interested to see what next season going to be like. And then now, after seeing that the Browns' defense just smothering the Bengals, now you have to say, well, how much confidence is the Bengals going into next season? Because no matter what, you can say you ain't worrying about nobody, but, well, that's a big but, because, now you're feeling like, all right, this is the hurdle that we got to get over. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when you just lock in on one person, sometimes that's when you slip up and get hit from different ways that you didn't see coming. You know what I mean? So you can't come into next season saying all I got to do is worry about the Bengals, because there's a lot of guys over there in the AFC that knows how to play. So listen, and sometimes you got to strike when the iron's hot, right? Like, you don't always get a big window to dominate and do things, because everybody's team is getting better. It's definitely for the guys that know what they're doing. Everybody's team gets better. Everybody's teams gets better going into the following season, right? So with that being said, sometimes when you got a small window, you got to take advantage of it, because the window ain't always going to be open. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you're supposed to have confidence, but if you think for 1 second that all you got to do is worry about one team, then that's when you have a long season. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's team going to be better come next season. Well, for the guys that know what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? Especially, for the guys that still act like they're wet behind their ears, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Some of y'all made some horrible trades, and some of y'all gonna have the same result you had this season. Some of y'all made wonderful trades, And I always say sometimes a lot of guys don't know their lane. If you're the type of person that know you got the type of team to win it all now, then I'm not mad at you for going for OGs that get it done. But if you somebody that know you got some building to do, then OGs ain't for you. Draft picks is for you. You know, more importantly, and building young pieces that you have is what's important for you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but some people don't know their lane and they try to get caught up in what they see other people do, and that's where the mistakes happen. But anyway, this has been a real interesting season, you know, and then now going over to the NFC, as we now know, we got Cleveland in the bowl, waiting for the winner of Packers and Bucks. What's funny is that this is technically not the first season of Witt, but we had the reboot, so this is back to the first season again. You know, in the first season, Pearl won the Super Bowl with this Packers team. There's something about Aaron Rodgers that just works out for him real well. So I can't find myself going against Green Bay in this round to the Bucks. I think that Green Bay secondary is going to be a little too much for what the Bucks can adapt to. You know what I mean? Mike Evans is no longer there. He got young guys over there that's not going to get it done going against Jair, you know what I mean, guys like that. So that Green Bay secondary is going to be too much for that Bucks offense. The only way Tampa Bay wins this game to me is if he runs the ball. Like, I mean, the run game is just dominating, where he can mix in some play actions and stuff like that. But then Green Bay, front seven ain't no slouch neither. So I think this is going to be a long game for the Bucks. But at the same time, Cole Alves, he's a guy that knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? So I don't expect him to just get rolled over in this game. But I do expect Green Bay to win this game. And I'm going Green Bay in this game by a score of, I'm going to go 33 to... I'm going to go 33-17. 33-17 Green Bay. And in the bowl, I got Cleveland versus Green Bay. No need for me to do a prediction on that just yet, because guess what? Green Bay didn't win the game yet. So I can't do no prediction for that. You understand how I'm going to do a prediction for that? And for you know, I look up Tampa Bay won. You know what I mean? So, but Green Bay's on to the bowl. Congratulations to Green Bay. Cincinnati had a heck of a season. No need for them to hell their head down about. They had 2 blowouts. They ran into a Cleveland defense that's just, you know, that front line is just like, you know, is a whole nother thing. But, you know, listen, at the end of the day, you know, it's not to say that he's unbeatable, because he had to dig deep to pull out that win against Miami. You know what I mean? It's just that styles make fights. You know what I'm saying? That's bottom line. Styles make fights. And this type of style that Cleveland brought for Cincinnati was too much. But Cincinnati had a heck of a season. 1 game short of the Super Bowl. Listen, if I'm Cincinnati, I don't feel away. Yeah, I'm mad that I didn't win. But all right, cool. We 1 game short. We got something to build on. You know what I mean? So, you know, listen, man, like I said, it only could be one person that win the bowl. If you don't win the bowl, don't mean you had an unsuccessful season. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of guys in here knows how to play. A lot of guys know what they're doing. So it's going to be interesting come every playoff. Trust me when I tell you. I always tell you there's upset every playoffs, and that's just the case. That's just what it is. There's always upset every playoff. You know what I mean? So y'all been definitely making, you know, the league move pretty smooth, you know what I mean? And as far as y'all know, as far as draft and everything, that depends on when y'all knock it out. If the Super Bowl played tonight, the earliest I'm going to do the draft is Wednesday. I'll put a poll up for Wednesday and Thursday, obviously. But I'm just saying, if the Super Bowl is played tonight, the earliest it will be is Wednesday. If the Super Bowl is played tomorrow, the earliest the draft will be Thursday. You understand what I'm saying? And now, for whatever reason, if the Super Bowl is played Wednesday, then the earliest the draft will be is Friday. Y'all follow me, right? So, you know, it just depends on. I'm going to upload the custom roster before I log off. You know, the draft. I'm going to do the draft before, you know. So I'm gonna have that in, and we know we getting ready for another season. You know what I'm saying? Another season will kick off this week. It's just a matter of whenever we get the draft done. You know, hopefully you guys don't take a long time with re-sign and everything like that. I know sometimes you have to wait until after the season to get that last pitch for re-sign, because sometimes guys just, deny you, and you got to wait till the end of the season to maybe throw a franchise tag or something. So I don't mind that. I'm not one of them guys that tell people, oh, you need to re-sign during the season, because sometimes you just keep getting rejected, and you don't get to put a franchise tag until at the end of the season. So I'm not somebody that screams, re-sign, but I am saying, just don't take long. It literally takes 5 minutes tops to get on and re-sign guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you're the type that know that you're leaving out and you're not coming back for a while, just put the game on for 5 minutes and re-sign your guys and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait and say, yo, I'll be home at such and such time just to do something for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? No matter what time you're leaving out, just take 5 minutes to re-sign your guys and keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's all. You know what I mean? I'm not somebody that get caught up in, pushing on somebody without letting them do what they got to do for their team. I believe in being fair, giving everybody a chance to do their stuff, but at the same time, just be a little considerate. You know what I mean? Like, don't make us wait. Don't make us wait till 8 o'clock at night when we can advance till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but we got to wait for you to get home when you could have just got on 5 minutes early in the morning before you left out to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. Just work with us, and we work with you. Bottom line, it's really not that difficult. But again, man, shout out to everybody that made the playoffs. Shout out to everybody that played good. You know what I'm saying? Listen, making the playoffs, man, ain't easy, and performing in the playoffs ain't easy, because one little mishap, one little fumble, one little tip interception can change the whole complexion of the game. So a lot of times, man, a little bit of luck is what you need to get you over that hump. But listen, we only got 2 games left. We got the NFC Championship and we got the Super Bowl, and on to the next season. So with that being said, I'll be in the loop to find out when we're going to knock the bowl out. And again, the Super Bowl get played tomorrow. A poll will be up, and the earliest I'll have a draft day up will be Thursday. If it get played tonight, the earliest I'll have a draft day to be up will be Wednesday. So just I'll just be in the loop with everything. But again, man, heck of a season to everybody. You guys showed up and showed out. And for the guys that didn't make the playoffs, for the guys that did have a very bad season, hopefully you learned something going into next season. And it's a process. If you somebody that won 3 games this season, if you win 6 games next season, there you go. That's a stepping stone. Don't get caught up in the fact that you didn't make the playoffs. If you won 3 games, then 6 games, and then the next season after that, you win 9 games, there you go. Now you got a playoff ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a step-by-step process, and, one game at a time. But, yeah, for you guys that got to get upgrades for playing spoiler, just shoot me a DM, and you know how I take care of you. So that's the Raiders, Bengals. Leave that. Raiders, Bengals. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. If anybody else know that they play spoiler, don't hesitate. Oh, E-Ball. E-Ball tried to play spoiler, I believe. So, I'll remind you guys that I remember. I'm not going to get slick and not tell you. If I remember, I'll definitely shoot you a message. And if I don't hit you up and you know that you deserve some, then don't hesitate to reach out to me. But that wraps it up for the 5th quarter. For those of y'all that's in ITT and IGS, we still rocking over there, close to the playoffs in both those leagues. So whatever you didn't get to do over here, you get a shot to do over there. You know what I mean? But I'll holler at y'all on the Super Bowl. Maybe I can get the 2 Super Bowl contestants on here with me for the 5th quarter live if they not, popping off when I'm not around. But if I'm around, maybe we can get the 2 Super Bowl participants on here, to say what they got to say to each other, just to throw a little curveball in the 5th quarter, But, I'll get up with y'all on next go round. I'm out.